Hey y'all, I hope y'all are doing good. Right now we're gonna go over your words to know page that y'all are supposed to do earlier. And hopefully I can clear up any questions you might have had. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so your first section is basically just putting the correct vocabulary word with its definition. So number one, the definition is the color of the powder that a mineral leaves when it is scratched across a special plate. And if I go back and I look at the beginning of my section for chapter 6, I would automatically know that that one is streak, because we know that streak is the leftover powder or the residue that is left when you rub or scratch a mineral across the special plate. So streak would be the first one. Number 2 is the way the surface of a mineral reflects light. And same thing, if I go back in my book, I know that that one would be luster, because that's what it says in the book, that the luster of a mineral is the light, or the surface of the mineral that reflects light. And number 3, natural non-living solid crystals that make up rocks. And so we would know that would be mineral, because we know that different kinds of minerals make up certain rocks. So we know number 3 would be that one. Okay, number 4 for the next section, tell if each statement is true or false. Explain your choice. The crystals in each mineral are the same shape. This statement is blank because of blank. So if I look back at that statement, I know that that would be false, because if I look on page 242, the first sentence of shape and cleavage says each mineral has crystals that are a particular shape. So that means different minerals have different types of shapes. And it even gives you examples a little ways down in the paragraph. And it says, for example, fluorite has cube-shaped crystals, and corundum crystals look more like hexagons. So that automatically tells you that different crystals have different types of shapes, and they're not all the same. Okay, number 5. Apatite can scratch calcite. This statement would be true, because if I go back and I look on page 240 and 241 at my Mohs scale at the top, I would look and I would find the mineral apatite, and then I would look for the mineral, is it calcite? Yeah, calcite, and I would see that apatite is higher on the Mohs scale than calcite, so that automatically tells me that apatite can scratch calcite, because the apatite is bigger, or it's higher on the Mohs scale than it would be with calcite, so it can scratch it. So that would be true. Okay, and then your last one, number 6. You found a mineral near your home. What steps could you use to identify the mineral? So if I found a mineral outside my house and I wanted to figure out, well, what type of mineral is it, then I could go through all of my steps that I've learned from my book on how to identify the different minerals. So if we go back, we know that the properties of minerals that you can look at and study to see what mineral it is you can look at the color, you can look at the luster, the hardness, the streak, cleavage, and crystal shape. And so those are some of the things that you can study and test to see what type of mineral it is, and then you would take your findings or your research, and then you would compare those to a mineral table to see what mineral you're working with or that you found. So that's how you would identify that. Okay, so that is all of your questions for words to know. I hope you did a really good job, and I hope this cleared some things up if you were a little confused.